Okay, we're ready. We're going live. We're live.
Live now?
Yep.
Okay.
Live.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Suffern Central Board of Education for Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. Let the record reflect all board members are present. I will read into the record the motion for executive session. The chair will entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools and school attorney the matter of Douglas Adams versus Board of Education of the Suffern Central School District, Shaw, Perelson, Maine, Lambert, David Shaw, and Elizabeth Litkowski. Reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools and school attorney the matter of Eric Rizzo versus Suffern Central School District. Reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools, assistant superintendent of business, and school attorney litigation brought by East Ramapo Central School District versus Suffern Central School District, Rockland County Supreme Court Index number 3241/2020, and related appeal to the Commissioner of Education dated 7/2020. Reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools, assistant superintendent of human resources, and school attorney, SEA grievance 7.2019. Reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools, assistant superintendent of human resources, and school attorney, fall coaching and extra classroom assignments. Reviewing with the acting superintendent of schools, assistant superintendent for pupil personnel services, and assistant superintendent for human resources, tenure recommendations for 2020, and reviewing the annual evaluation of the acting superintendent of schools. So as has been done since the pandemic, executive was held prior on a different line, and those were the points that were done. So let us now rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, 1.07, this is the public hearing on the district-wide emergency response plan. I don't know if there are...
So just as a means to provide some background, every year our district-wide emergency response plan has an opportunity for a hearing and then will be approved by the board at a future meeting. The big difference with this year's plan is it includes the pandemic response. So in the past, the pandemic response was part of our nurses' materials. Now it's fully in the emergency response plan, so the community can take a look at that, and they can, contact us with any questions over the next 2 weeks.
All right, great, thank you. So, as Ms. Weber said, if anybody in the community does review the response plan, have any questions, please feel free to submit them to administration, and they will be addressed. 1.08, minutes of the regular meeting of August 18th, 2020. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Mr. McKenzie, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Shapiro, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? Any abstentions? Okay. 1.09, acting superintendent comments.
This summer, we had lots to communicate, and we have many opportunities to communicate it. And over the summer, we refined our communications. And a central component of that we hadn't really used in the past was our district YouTube channel. And we used that this year on multiple occasions for our meetings with the community. We refined how we used the chat, so we were able to get questions in advance. so we could answer really the frequently asked questions. We had an opportunity for people to ask spontaneous questions through the chat feature. And we also had, after one of the meetings, we had a request from a parent who is legally deaf to include the captions so that she could follow along looking at it. And so we did that for the last meeting, and that worked out really well. So we were happy to use the YouTube and really refined its use over the course of the summer. And it paid off. People watched, people listened. We gained 449 subscribers to our YouTube page. We had over 10,000 views this summer, actually just in the past month, but, and we had over 100,000 minutes watched on our YouTube channel. So we do know that that's a way, and just another way to communicate with our community. Many of the sessions had the biggest one live, I think, had 850 people on live and ended up with 4,000 views. A lot of the others were 400 or 500 people live and ended up with close to 2,000 views. So we do know that people were watching, and that's another tool that we can continue to use to get the word out. So I want to thank Eric Coronado, our Director of Technology, who made all that happen, Jenny Mermelstein, who supported us in that work,